Hello, Virgo. This video is for the month ahead for Virgo sun, moon, and rising placements. Or if you're lurking for somebody who does have a Virgo sun, moon, and rising. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to be starting with the Angel Wisdom Tarot, asking for the messages for our Virgo babes in the month of June. What can they expect? What's the energy right now? What is the message for Virgo collective for their highest and best good? Okay. Virgo, wow. Cards have a lot to say to you right off the hop. So we've got the Star and Release. So these two cards do kind of go together. We have Release, which is traditionally the Death card, and then Star, which comes after the Tower. So first, let's talk about the Release card. Endings that lead to new beginnings, the need to release situations or people that hold you back, and spiritual transformation. Okay. I really like this depiction of the Release card with a lot of white flowers. We've got the angel and the unicorn. I feel like there's like that rare energy of like the magical unicorn. And I like how it's like a softer interpretation of the Death card. It's also giving Scorpio energy with the Scorpio symbol in the middle of the unicorn's chest. Could be a Scorpio close to you, or it could just be that you're going through this death and rebirth cycle, and there is a need to releasing situations or people that hold you back, which can be difficult to do, especially with Virgo, like Virgos tend to want to keep the peace to a certain extent and can sometimes have like that people-pleasing nature, so it can be really difficult to choose yourself, but it's so important that you do. Releasing these old things is going to be what's helping you into the Star energy. And sometimes with these release, like, you can be kind of like experiencing both, right? You're in the new Star energy, this rebirth, but sometimes you can still feel upset about something that had to go. And it can take a little bit of time before that really goes away, and just giving yourself grace for whatever it is that has come to an end. Even if you know that it's for your best and you've made this choice to walk away from something, you might still be feeling some heavy emotions around it. And that's totally normal. It's okay to be sad even though you're making the right decision. And it's something that happens often, every time we want to have like a rebirth and this transformation of ourselves, it requires us to let go of certain parts of our old self. And that can be difficult to do when we've attached parts of our identity to those things. But it's so beautiful to come through on the other side. Now, the Star card is represented by Aquarius energy. So we've got some air energy coming through here. Have faith. The future is bright. Dreams come true. Positive changes that bring an end to challenging times. The light at the end of a tunnel. So if you've been going through a darker time or things have been more challenging than usual, the Star card is a breath of fresh air and relief after that. This angel is also represented with 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the ground, which indicates having 1 foot in the spiritual realm and 1 foot in the physical realm. Being able to see both sides of what's happening, the seen and the unseen, and filtering through that gives you this different perspective too, where you can have a sense of wholeness in understanding that, something physically happened, but there could be a greater purpose as to why that happened that's bringing you back into a feeling of alignment and coming back onto your path of what's most aligned for your soul's purpose and mission. The Aquarius energy is also outside of the box thinking. A lot of air movement happening, especially because we're in Gemini season right now. So you could be feeling a lot of relief, but maybe still a little bit of grief going into June if there has been a big ending for you or a change in a part of yourself. We have the Page of Wands. I really like this fun little dragon creature on this card. The Page of Wands is enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, and impatient. News of exciting opportunities, allowing your creativity to soar. Do things that fuel your passions and finish what you start. Okay, so there's definitely a strong, fiery, passionate energy and the time and space to work on things that are really important to you. Keeping in mind the impatientness, it's this youthful, fiery energy. So maybe just trying to harness that to the best of your ability. You can connect with spiritual guides if you resonate with the dragons. Maybe meditating on the dragons can help, flow with the creative energy that's building up for you, Virgo, and letting it soar. Do those things that are fueling your passion, and that's going to help you to work through any heavy feelings that might be still lingering as well. We have the Four of Swords. Insights that come from meditation, the need to rest or take a vacation. Allow yourself more time before making a decision. Mental exhaustion, get more sleep. Okay, so yeah, the Four of Swords. The swords represents the air element. So there could be a lot of mental, processing and chatter that's going on. So you're being invited to take some time for your meditation practice. If that's not something that you normally do, perhaps try Googling a guided meditation or looking on YouTube and finding a simple, even 3 or 5 minute guided meditation to help you really center and ground yourself. Though Virgo, you might already have your own meditation practice in place. It could also be a moving meditation where you go for a walk or find somewhere to sit out in nature, giving yourself the time to get grounded, or even being called to journal or do some gentle stretching before bed that might help you not only to fall asleep, but to have a deeper sleep once you do fall asleep. Because if the mind is feeling too active, even if you go to lie down and try and sleep, sometimes you'll be tossing and turning, too many things on your mind. But having some way to channel that energy before you go to bed can definitely help in the month ahead. And pausing too before making a big decision. So this is a call to come into a feminine energy, not rushing into making a big decision right now, especially if there's been a big change that just happened. We've also got the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Earth. Negative thoughts manifesting into real challenges. Fears surrounding money. Reach out to others for assistance. Poor timing for becoming self-employed. Okay, so this card in the Rider-Waite, the original tarot deck, is often depicted by people standing outside of a church in the cold, and they're sort of hobbling around. And the theme of the card is that they could go inside of the church and seek refuge, but they're sort of letting their pride get in the way, and they're not seeing that there's that opportunity there in front of them. This depiction is a little bit different, where we have a lady who's sort of looking a bit downcast, and the angel is holding her head, trying to give her some guidance. There's also flowers around the feet, and still sort of this church imagery, but we have the feeling, there's also a cat there too, and cats often indicate a spiritual protection. Virgos can often have the need for perfectionism, so that can also cause some negative thoughts to manifest. So maybe just trying to bring awareness to those thoughts with the meditation practice or the journaling to allow space for different patterns to come through. And reaching out to others for assistance. As hard as it can be to ask for help, it's indicating that now is a good time to do so and to lean on the people that are around you. The earth element is stable, sturdy, and secure, and you guys are earth signs, so you know better than the other signs how these principles work. And sometimes you might also have people from the other signs coming to you for advice relating to finances and how to budget and how to take care of their own books. So you might feel oh no, if I'm struggling with this, how could I help somebody else with this? But the thing is, you might feel this way temporarily, but at the end of the day, you're going to get back on that track, and you're going to be able to have the means to get yourself into a place where you feel more comfortable. And another reminder too, that even if you're feeling like you might not be doing as good as you would like to be, there's probably still someone out there who's doing worse than you. And who knows, you might not even be able to tell just from the way that they present themselves in the world. So I think there's a message there too, to be a little bit less hard on yourself and try to keep an open mind. With it saying that it's a poor timing for becoming self-employed, then I think that's just an indication to stay with whatever it is that you've been working on, or if you're not happy with your career, maybe looking into something else and applying for something new that could give you a little bit more of an auspicious opportunity than this feeling that you might currently be experiencing. Okay. We also have the 8 of water. There's some heavy energy here when it comes to the emotions. There's the need to move on, seeking more from life than what you are experiencing, a spiritual quest, choosing to make big life changes, a change in priorities, and leaving home. Okay, so we have somebody leaving, he's got the dog's sort of looking back, and all these cups are left in this chest. So you're walking away, and there's also one cup that's coming with him, right? So you're walking away, you're taking the lessons that you've learned in that last space, and you're moving on to a new adventure. And this spiritual quest is important for your soul's growth, right? And I feel like it relates to this releasing card. You know, even if this move or transition is good for you and will lead to your growth and your expansion, it's okay if you're still having some feelings about it, and to just give yourself the time. Like, big changes and transitions are a lot on the body and the nervous system, and it's okay if you need more time alone than maybe usual for yourself, and you might be feeling like hard on yourself about that, but I'm just getting the message that it's okay to give yourself a break and not feel bad about how you're processing the shifts and changes that are taking place right now. We've also got the Queen of Fire. So this is a very beautiful, strong, divine feminine energy, and another cat. So you guys could have some connection with felines, or, you know, having a cat in your home. Maybe they've been showing up for you lately. Cats offer a spiritual protection too, so don't shy away from them. We've also got the dragons on here, and she looks very peaceful in this imagery. A brilliant, talented, and independent, controlling. There is nothing you can't do. Believe in yourself. Never underestimate your ability to make your dreams come true. The need for balance between career and personal life. So, the Queen of Fire. Fire is a harsh element. It can burn through anything if it is not in control. That's why she has to be controlling of her element. And that means being in control of your passion too, not letting things burn you to a crisp, take over and get out of control, like how the Page energy is a little bit more youthful, might be a little bit more likely to accidentally burn some things, but the Queen has controlled this inside of herself and knows when to use the fire and knows when to use restraint. And that's important at this time, to have both the youthful inspiration to get something going and started, especially in this new direction, but also knowing when to call it, right? You have the ability to make your dreams come true. So maybe, you know, Virgo, could be time to revisit your plan. I know Virgos love a good plan, so you could revisit the plan that you have and take an assessment of what is working with your plan, what's not, what do you want to keep bringing with you, and what is it time to let go of, right? What is it time to just put down and move on from, and it's okay to adjust your plans. So, yeah, it's definitely a message that's coming through for you guys. We've also got the Justice card. Be impartial and objective. Stand up for what you believe. Try to see all sides of a situation. You will win if your position is one of integrity. Okay, also some Libra energy coming through here. So having that balance, balancing the books, and making sure, like, one thing about this energy too, like with the Libra, they're not going to argue something unless they have all the facts. So, and Virgos usually like to have all the facts too. Being impartial and objective will allow you to see the bigger picture, just like with the Star card and the Aquarius energy. Standing up for what you believe in, there could be a call to action for you in the month of June. And seeing all sides of a situation can sometimes be hard too, especially if we feel hurt by one side. But staying true to yourself and authentic to what that means without hurting anybody else is what's going to help you get through the justice of this situation. And there could also be something with legal matters working out in your favor in the month of June, making sure to check your emails, making sure that you didn't miss any emails or important messages relating to any sort of legal things you might be dealing with. It could be a specific message for someone, might not be for everyone, okay? So we're going to build on this with a couple of messages from the Spellcasting Oracle. Oops. Ooh. Transformation and financial health. Okay, Virgo. We've got the butterfly, love, transformation, and financial health. So I think that really goes hand in hand with your reading, especially with the release card and the star, going from one version of yourself to another version of yourself too. Like, you know, we're transitioning more into summer now, from spring to summer. You know, we've kind of come out of the darkness of winter and we're starting to move more with more energy, especially in this Gemini season. There's a lot happening. It can feel a little bit chaotic, but it's time to spread those wings and fly, you know. And the financial health card, it's just another message to really check in with yourself, check your budget, you know, go over everything. Maybe there's something that you missed. Maybe there's a subscription you forgot you had, or something that is just draining something in some way that you don't need or you don't want anymore. And it's time to just take a look at everything there and, yeah, maybe cut out anything that's not really serving you. And so then you can focus your resources on what you really are trying to go for in this month. There could be something there that could potentially be draining it in some way. So definitely just do a quick financial checkup. Okay, we're going to build on this with the Gateway of Light activation. And for this card, I'm going to read it from the book to get a little bit deeper with your Gateway of Light card, Virgo. Ooh. The Sword of Light, divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough, energy, okay, boundaries. Sword of Light. The Sword of Light is the main energetic tool of Archangel Michael, the Prince of Heaven. His name means he who is like God, and he who is considered Source's right-hand man. He is an archangel who has chosen to guide and protect all light workers. Anyone who is feeling called to make a difference on this planet can be guided and supported by him. The Sword of Light has been pictured as both a spear of light and a lightning bolt. Either way, it's a powerful symbol of truth and spiritual power. Even though it is carried by Michael, it can be invoked by all those working in the light to help them move beyond blockages and limitations and to sever cords of fear. Joan of Arc invoked it when she was going into battle. Connect. Visualize yourself engulfed in golden light. Say, Sword of Light, thank you for cutting the unnecessary cords that bind me to fear. I stand in truth and light, fulfilling the call of my soul. When this card comes to you, know that it is confirmation that you are walking the path of light and responding to a pre-incarnation soul contracts to make a difference on this planet. It's also a sign that you have the opportunity to sever connections to fears and limitations. Energetic cords bind us to situations, loved ones, and even the past. But you are in transition now and detaching from unnecessary connections, dramas, and fears. Know that there will be a great severing at this time, and you might feel isolated for a moment, as you will be reconfiguring your circle of trust and moving into a life that is in greater alignment with your highest good. Know that the cords that bind you to loved ones and soul family will remain intact. It's only the lower vibrational connections that are being severed. Expect breakthroughs and doors of opportunity opening for you. If you feel strongly connected to Archangel Michael, know that his energy is with you now. Oh, I love that message for you guys, Virgo. I want to complete your reading with a positive affirmation from the Super Attractor deck. To begin the practice of allowing, I must get out of the way and let spirit give me direction. Wow, I love that, you guys. Okay, Virgo, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed. This has been a general reading too for Virgos. If you would like a personalized reading, you can send me an email. My email will be posted in the comments down below. Thank you so much for listening. And if it resonated for you, I would love to hear it. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.